person, I can't let no hoe lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, oh they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying. This shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert. Another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, this an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that open blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit, I ain't listening. Is it factive? If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jack the Ripper. So war, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? When he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit light. It ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game change. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain. Free shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feed you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitching about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow side, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still about my bread, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
All right, let's clap it up. Shalom, DC, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, and the Commanding General Yahanna. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth of the Bible, and the truth is that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are the true Jews according to the Bible, that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. We're not affiliated with any other Christian church or Hebrew organization out there. We're 1 West, we're home of the truth. The truth lies with 1 West only, right? Let's give a hand to the Midwest monster of mayhem, Camp Malkoff, for giving an outstanding cookout out there in the Midwest, having a phenomenal event out there. Lord allow, I'll be out there next year. I wasn't able to make it out there this year. Lord allow, I'll be out there next year. That's if Christ doesn't come back first. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's only if Christ doesn't come back first. I hear excellent things that was going on out there in the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? It was a little mini Passover type of event. You know what I'm saying? The extreme brotherhood, you know, that was going on out there. The battles that was going on out there. You know what I'm saying? And the food. I heard it was a whole lot of something's going on out there. You know what I'm saying? What we're going to get into, and we're going to jump right into it, is basically how to biblically how to slay a demon. You know what I'm saying? Demons are real. Demons are real. If you don't realize that demons are real, all you got to do is walk out that door. And real talk, if you don't believe demons are real, especially if you're not up in the I.S.U.P.K, you really got to do is look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? Just look in the mirror. See how you live in your life. You know what I'm saying? Look at the decisions that you have made up to this point. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them decisions has caused us to err. And it's not because we don't. It's not because we actually want this trouble in our lives, but we don't know no better. And the reason why we don't know no better, is because we listening to white supremacy, called Christian church, called the Muslim mosque, you know what I'm saying, called atheism, called feminism, called simping. You know what I'm saying? That's what we learn. That's what we learned in this society. And if we don't learn to slay our demons, we're gonna end up dead. And that's the whole ultimate goal of a demon in our lives, is to kill us off. And if you don't believe me, just look at the lifestyle we have. I'm talking about the people who are not in the UPK, who's trying to get out of their lifestyle. Just look at the lifestyle that you're in. All of it leads to death. No matter what you think, how good you think you're doing, you know, going to school or you know, being an upstanding citizen, all of it leads to the grave. Why? Because being a good upstanding citizen tells you can eat pork, tells you can go to that fish boil, that seafood boil, tells you that how to be an upstanding citizen in these here, you know, land of Babylon. You know what I'm saying? Babylon the Great, where all you gotta do is live and let live. You know what I'm saying? Just because someone is born a man, if he feels like he's a woman, you should go on ahead and let him be a woman. You know what I'm saying? That's the lifestyle of a so-called good person in this society. All of it leads to death. Whether you're a top-notch banker or you that dope boy in the street, all of it leads to death. Without understanding exactly who you are and what you need to do, we will all be subject to death. Let's go ahead and get into to our topic. Get me to Tobit. We're gonna start at chapter 3. We're gonna start at chapter, let's start at chapter 3. Tobit. We're gonna be in Apocrypha. There's another reason why the Christian church is fake and false and phony. They don't even know about the Apocrypha. And though I'm talking about the regular, everyday, average Christian doesn't even know about the Apocrypha. And the ones that do know about the Apocrypha, they shun it. They turn away from it. You know what I'm saying? They say it's not real. When all of this is real, it was taken out by the Catholic Church, by the church, taken out by the church, lessened. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because there's a lot of stuff in here that tells you, even in the 66 books of what they left in, you know what I'm saying? It still tells you that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. But they take certain things out, you know, where it explicitly tells you that even though we all come from Adam, you know, every other nation is like unto spittle, you know? How can you refute that? So I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So it gotta go. So the oppressor is a devil that the Bible speaks of. Right. And we're gonna learn how someone came up against a demon and was able to defeat a demon, right? Let's we start at chapter 3. Let's start at chapter 3.
Tobit in the Apocrypha, chapter 3, verse 1. Then I, being grieved, did weep, and in my sorrow prayed, saying, verse 2, O Lord, thou art just, and all thy works and all thy ways are mercy and truth, and thou judgest truly and justly forever. Verse 3, remember me and look on me. Punish me not for my sins and ignorances, and the sins of my fathers, who have sinned before thee. Verse 4, for they obeyed not thy commandments, wherefore thou hast delivered us for a spoil, and unto captivity, and unto death, and for a proverb of reproach to all the nations among whom we are dispersed.
Ain't that what we live in right now? Ain't that how we living right now? So way back when, Tobit is offering up a prayer to the Most High, and he's recognizing what we've done and what the Most High has done to us because of our disobedience. Everything that he's saying has happened way back when. Not only has it happened way back when, it is happening to us right here and right now. We're nothing but a proverb to all the other nations. How many times have we heard, other nations say to our face or in our presence, whether it's like it live or whether it was in some books or whether it was in some sort of media, like a movie or TV show, where it says you don't want to be like them niggas. You don't want to be like the Negroes who don't have nothing, don't even know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Who would kill and steal from their own people. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be like that. You don't want to be like them. This is what the oppressor thinks of us. All the world, the whole world thinks of us like this. We're nothing but a cautionary tale to other nations, right? This is what Tobit is talking about. Keep going.
It's like the other one.
If
I may, the reason why these other nations think of us that way is because of the crafty counsel. They created the lie that we are nothing, that we are weak and lazy and trash and violent. They made that lie to put us down so they could rise up. The crafty counsel.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So just look at the hypocrisy in that statement. You know what I'm saying? How they would say that we're nothing, we're lazy when we built this country.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're stupid when we're the ones who created the blueprints, when we're the ones who read the blueprints and actually built cities. You know what I'm saying? We built cities. When the oppressor couldn't get to the moon, they came to black women to get to the moon, to do the calculations, to do the things that they can't do. You know what I'm saying? That the hypocrisy in saying, we're stupid, we're lazy, we're good for nothing. When if you are not in your position, if it had not been for us.
Right.
Plain and simple. And the reason why you are in that situation is because we sinned against the Most High. So all the salt that we have, all the excellence, all the flavor, the inventions that we have, we have to give it up to our oppressor. We have to why? Because the Most High says we need to be humbled for the sins that we've committed against him. And until we get our act together, return to the Most High, we will always be like this. We will always be in this situation. And that's what the men and the women in the UPK are fighting day in and day out, so that we can teach our brothers and sisters exactly what the Most High requires of us, so that we can get up out this captivity, so that we don't have to be last, so that we can be the head and not the tail, so that we can lend and not be lent to. You know what I'm saying? So that we can be rulers on this earth. 144,000. Akkad Aparaim. You understand what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
Come. Verse 5. And now that judgments are many and true, deal with me according to my sins and my fathers, because we have not kept thy commandments, neither have walked in truth before thee. Verse 6. Now therefore deal with me as seemeth best unto thee, and command my spirit to be taken from me, that I may be dissolved and become earth. For it is profitable for me to die rather than to live, because I have heard false reproaches and have much sorrow. Command therefore that I may now be delivered out of this distress and go into the everlasting place. Turn not thy face away from me. Verse 7. It came to pass the same day that in Ecbatane, a city in Media, Sarah, the daughter of Regel, was also reproached by her father's maids.
Right.
Verse 8. Because that she had been married to 7 husbands.
How many?
7 husbands.
Okay.
Whom Asmodeus, the evil spirit, had killed before they had lain with her.
Right.
Dost thou not know, said they, that thou hast strangled thine husbands? Thou hast had already 7 husbands, neither was thou named after any of them.
So what's going on right here? Do you understand the situation? If you don't, there's no problem. We're gonna dive deeply into what this statement is all about. You want to give it a shot?
Yeah, Counselor, saying she had 7 husbands, like she belonged to the streets.
Not really. No. You want to know why?
Counselor.
It says it right here in this very same scripture. It says, read it from the top of 8.
Verse 8, because that she had been married to 7 husbands, whom Asmodeus the evil spirit had killed.
Okay, so how would you get just from that point, that just from that portion right there? How would you get she's for the streets?
Not at that point, sir.
Okay, so why would you say she's for the streets?
Because she had 7 husbands. I wouldn't think that each and every single last one of her husbands died of natural causes.
But what does this verse just say? What did you just read?
It was a evil spirit that had killed her 7 husbands.
So how is she going from? How is she like the women today? None of the women today, I ain't gonna say it. Very few of the women today have went from one man and went to another because the previous man died.
Right.
They go from man to man majority of the time, not because they die, it's because whatever reason, because of feminism, you know what I'm saying, because of Christianity, because of Muslim mosques, because woman thou art loose, you know what I'm saying. That's not this. It's saying her husband's died. So how is she for the streets if her husband died? What's the vow? How long should marriage last?
Forever.
Forever?
Well, until a partner passes.
So someone dies.
Right.
Is someone free to marry? Is a woman free to remarry after her husband dies?
Come.
So how is she for the streets?
I can't say that anymore.
Okay.
That was at the bottom. That's what I thought, but I'm wrong. Sir.
No sweat. Keep reading that from 8.
Come. Verse 8, because that she had been married to 7 husbands, whom Asmodeus the evil spirit had killed.
Right.
Before they had lain with her.
What is marriage?
Sex.
Okay, so why are they saying she was married to 7 husbands and she didn't even lay with them? Why is it saying that? What does that mean?
I don't know, sir.
No sweat. In this instance, and Commander General Yahanna has said, we have a burial department. He said he's gonna make it to where we're gonna have a marriage department as well. You know what I'm saying? He said we're gonna have a marriage department as well. What happened is they had the marriage ceremony. When they went to the bedchamber to prove, and then to consummate the marriage, that's when they were killed by the demon Asmodeus. So they were married in front and in the sight of everybody. You know what I'm saying? That they had the ceremony, but they had not punched the ticket just yet. When they went to go punch the ticket, the demon Asmodeus killed him. And this happened 7 times. Now, is she for the streets with this information?
Sir.
You had something? You look like you wanted to say something or ask something.
Yeah, Counselor, I wanted to ask, Asmodeus, the evil spirit, had killed. It was the spirit was inside her, and she actually committed the physical act of killing him.
Let's find out. That's a good question. We're gonna find out. Let's keep going.
Come. Dost thou not know, said they, that thou hast strangled thine husbands? Thou hast had already 7 husbands, neither was thou named after any of them.
So all of them died by being strangled. In reality, in reality, in majority of the situations, a man is larger than a woman. Majority of the situations. I'm not saying it's like that all the time, but majority of the situations, a man is larger than a woman. In order for a woman to strangle a man, you're going to have some sort of leverage, you know what I'm saying, in order to do something like that. In order to do something like that, you're going to have some sort of object to do it, or you're going to have to use your arm. If anybody knows, you know, how to choke somebody out, people don't get choked out with it, you know, with their hands. It takes a long time and it takes a lot of pressure to choke somebody out with their hands. And a woman being smaller, and I'm not saying this is the case, but a woman being smaller than a man, most likely she didn't, you know, use her hands. She probably used something, or she used her arm to choke them out. You know what I'm saying? Choke them out, all 7 of them. No, but they said the demon killed her, killed the husbands. So how was that?
The demon possessed her. Well, don't want to say possessed.
Because that's what Christians think. Christians think, you know, Christians think, you know, something comes over them and takes full control of their body, and they do things. When in reality, the demon tells them, hey, dance like a baby and shuck and jive and say and speak baby gibberish. And then they do that and they say it's the Holy Ghost. You know what I'm saying? They say that's what they do. I remember when I was a kid, and I'd be looking at them, I'd be like, what in the F are they doing? I'm a kid, I don't understand what in the world they're doing. And then on top of that, this is a side note, this is embarrassing. This is straight up embarrassing. You know, nobody do this type of stuff, but blacks and Hispanics. One thing that blacks and Hispanics are known for is dancing. And you want to call that baby gibberish, you know, shucking and jiving, whatever it is, you know, convulsing, dancing. If you want to, you know, catch the Holy Spirit, do a dance. You know what I'm saying? Do the Dougie. You know what I'm saying? Do something. Do one of them TikTok dances. You know what I'm saying? Do that. Don't be convulsing and doing all this crap. Like, are you serious? 9 times out of 10, half the church was in the club actually dancing the night, a few hours before. Now you up in the church doing this stupid nonsense? Are you serious? This is embarrassing. Anyway, let's keep going. Keep going.
Come. Verse 9. Wherefore dost thou beat us for them? If they be dead, go thy ways after them. Let us never see of thee either son or daughter. Verse 10. When she heard these things, she was very sorrowful.
So they were telling her to go away. Like, you done killed all these people, all these men. Go away. You're like a curse to us, right? So she was very sorrowful for this. Hold on one second. Marcus Harris, yes, he says Salakia, can addiction to drug be used to represent an example of a demon? Yes, it can. Yes, and yes, it is. Why? Because the demon is telling you for a lot of times, you know, when our brothers and sisters are out there, you know, abusing drugs and alcohol, is mainly to forget some sort of trauma that they have. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to remember life. You know what I'm saying? It may not be a specific event, but it could be a whole series of events. You know what I'm saying? Sort of like, you know, I get treated like crap at the slave, and then when I'm on my way home, you know what I'm saying? I'm not man enough to walk through our own neighborhood without getting harassed by the dope boys, without getting harassed by the stick-up kids, without getting harassed by the police, and sometimes the police be all 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, make it home. If you still at home with your parents don't think you're squat. Don't think you're crap. You get home, if you married, if you got a rib, you go home and your rib is talking to you all kinds of way, turkey necking and talking down to you. You know what I'm saying? Teaching your kids how to disrespect you. And sometimes, you know, that demon was like, you know what? You want to escape. You want to get away. You ain't got no money. You can't just up and leave and go to another city, go on vacation or whatever. You can't do that. You can't shut your rib up. You know what I'm saying? Because she's gonna call the police on you. You going to jail, and you ain't built for jail. So they gonna destroy you even more in there. So go ahead to the dope boys. Give them what little money you have left over. Go over to the liquor store. Give them what little money you have left over, and drink this, smoke this, shoot this up, inhale this, snort this up. And you'll forget all your troubles. And you listen to that voice. You listen to what they say, because of how society is grinding the black man and the black woman into powder, into dust. So yes, drug addiction is a telltale sign of you having a strong demon on you. And don't think that if you want to get rid of this demon, that you can just do this all by yourself. You're going to need some help. You can't do it. And this is what the school is for. You think you're the only brother or sister that has that problem that you have, and you trying to kick it. If you've never kicked it and kept it gone, how in the world are you going to kick it by yourself? How are you going to kick that bad habit? How are you going to slay that demon? 9 times you don't even know you have a demon on you. You don't know you have a problem. Come into the school and learn how to slay that demon. And here's a kicker. Here's a kicker. Once you slay that demon, the demon will come back stronger. You're gonna have to slay that demon continually. And then other demons are gonna come up on you. Or it's gonna try and come up on you. You're gonna have to learn how to see that's a demon. That's a demon. I need to stay away from this situation. I need to stay away from this person. But we don't know this. We don't know. We have been given, knives to go into a gunfight, a bazooka fight, a tank warfare. You got a goddamn knife. All you gotta do is sit down and pray. Is that it? Is that how you stop smoking weed? Is that how you stop popping whores? Is that how you stop shooting crack? Is that? Maybe. But the only way you're going to do it, learn how to do it, is sitting in these chairs, come to these classes, get counsel 2-3 o'clock in the morning, get counsel every day, so that you can be able to beat that habit, kick that habit, slay that demon. If that answers, I hope that answers your question. Let's keep going.
Verse 10. When she heard these things, she was very sorrowful, so that she thought to have strangled herself.
So she wanted to kill herself after this demon killed 7 of her husbands, and everybody's talking bad about her, saying, treating her as a outcast. She wanted to kill herself. And what is the purpose of a demon? What is the whole goal of a demon?
The goal of a demon is to manipulate you to kill yourself.
Get you to your lowest point, make you do things so heinous that you don't even want to remember the crap that you done did while you was under these influences or whatever. And to get you to a point where you don't want to live with yourself with the knowledge of the crap that you've done. So now that you've done X, Y, and Z, how can you live with yourself with that? And the demon's going to be like, you know what? Just go over the bridge, just walk off. No one's gonna think about it. No one's gonna care. Take that gun and eat that bullet. You know what I'm saying? Take these drugs and take exorbitant amounts, so that you just go into a stupor and no one will care about it. That's the goal of the demon. Is to get you to kill yourself. Is to get you to throw away your inheritance. For what? For a few minutes, few minutes of a high. Get you to drop down so low that you don't even want to live with yourself. That's the whole goal of a demon. It's to get you to a point where you take yourself out. Exactly. Completely. The brother Daquan Kerr said, completely destroy yourself, make you kill yourself, and then exactly. A lot of times, if you don't know, just think about the times that you've done something that you know was bad. Just think about those times. You've had a burning desire, a burning lust to do that thing, whether it's to go and rob somebody, whether it's going to get into a fight, whether it's to go to have sex, be promiscuous, have sex with a bunch of different people, and then leave. You know what I'm saying? Do them drugs, get drunk. After you've done that, you don't have that desire no more. Right then and there, like, all right, I don't have that desire anymore. And then later on, that desire comes back. You have that desire to do it again. Does it get you to do so, get you to a place where you don't want to live with yourself, that with the knowledge that you have done so much dirt in your life, get you to kill yourself. That's exactly what the purpose of a demon is. It's like we got to keep going. Keep reading, Baba Kishar.
Come. Verse 10. When she heard these things, she was very sorrowful, so that she thought to have strangled herself. And she said, I am the only daughter of my father, and if I do this, it shall be a reproach unto him, and I shall bring his old age with sorrow unto the grave.
Right. So she's thinking of her father. Whenever you getting these thoughts of suicidal thoughts, a lot of times people really don't think about other people, or they think other people don't care about them, when in fact you leave a wake of grief and sorrow and taking yourself out. You know what I'm saying? You really are. That is if you having these thoughts, you really need to get some counseling, because this demon has almost achieved his goal. If you're actually thinking about this, having these thoughts, the demon has brought you so low to where his mission is almost accomplished. You need to get counsel. You need to seek counsel immediately. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know where to seek counsel, Google or type in I.S.U.P.K. and then type in the city that you're in, and then locate the closest city, call that number, and then tell them what's going on. I don't need to say this, but I'm going to say this again. This only extends to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Right. Anybody else? Y'all got other avenues. Go use those other avenues. This is for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 11. Then she prayed toward the window and said, Blessed art thou, O Lord my God, and thine holy and glorious name is blessed and honorable forever. Let all thy works praise thee forever. Verse 12. And now, O Lord, I set mine eyes and my face toward thee. Verse 13. And say, take me out of the earth, that I may hear no more the reproach. Verse 14. Thou knowest, Lord,
what is the reproach?
Punishment.
Is basically them everybody talking about her.
Criticism.
Yeah. Everybody's saying, that's the woman that killed, that had 7 husbands, and they all died. Stay away from this black widow. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from her. She's tired of hearing this. She's a pariah. No one wants to come near her. Keep going.
It's like, I don't mean to be funny or nothing, but like after the first dude, then the second one came, and then the second, the third, and the fourth. Like how was it possible that nobody didn't, like, the word didn't get out, like, if you marry this woman, you're going to die. Like 7 times though. And each person just kept on going to her. 7?
How many times have we went ahead and did something that got someone else in trouble, and we didn't think it would happen to us? How you know what I'm saying? How many times have we done something that we seen other people like, oh man, that messed them up because they did that? But if I can zig instead of zag, then I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? That's us. That's Israel. They may look at that and be like, he wasn't man enough to handle that. You know what I'm saying? All five, you be the sixth man. All five of them niggas got strangled. They wasn't as big and strong as me. Ain't no one gonna do this to me. Lo and behold, a lot of flower bringing and slow singing and flower bringing. For one reason or the other, they may think, "Hey, I can take this risk. I can take this risk." And we're gonna see. There's gonna be another reason why as we read on. Keep going.
Verse 14. Thou knowest, Lord, that I am pure from all sin with man. Verse 15. And that I never polluted my name, nor the name of my father in the land of my captivity. I am the only daughter of my father. Neither hath he any child to be his heir, neither any near kinsman, nor any son of his alive, to whom I may keep myself for a wife. My 7 husbands are already dead, and why should I live? But if it please not thee that I should die, command some regard to be had of me, and pity taken of me, that I hear no more reproach.
So she's saying, she's saying a whole lot there. She's saying there's nobody else to marry. That's what she's saying. There's no one else to carry on my father's lineage or heritage. There's no one. But but since I've never profaned your name, since I've never been bad, basically, you know what I'm saying? Do me this solid and just have them niggas stop talking about me. Like, I'm tired of hearing about this. I know what happened. I have to live with it. Why do I have to hear about it every single day? You know what I'm saying? That's what she's asking. You got something? You look at you want to say something?
How can I word this without being?
Well, be it.
All right. It sounds like critical race theory. Like,
what do you mean?
The Edomites, they did something very wicked, but they are ashamed to hear about the things that they did. So they want to take it out of the schools, and they don't want to face their truth of the things that they did.
No, I know how the way you're equating it to it, but no, they're saying I don't want to hear about it because that ain't us. We ain't do that. That's the oppressor's stance on it. What our fathers did, and then they don't even equate to them actually doing it. They're saying what our fathers and grandfathers and great grandfathers, what our forefathers have done, we ain't do. That's what they're saying. So stop teaching people, stop teaching the world how bad we are. When in actuality, the things that their fathers have done, their forefathers, they're still doing today, right now. Slavery is still in existence. You know what I'm saying? Jim Crow is still strong and going. It's just going over called by something else. It's going by another term or phrase. And it's not just happening in the United States of America. It's happening in Canada. It's happening in Central and South America. It's happening in Europe. Wherever we are, all of the things that they have done to us, they're still doing right now. Her, on the other matter, is saying, I know what I did. I have to live with it. There's no running from it. But damn, these niggas is making fun of me for it. They're not saying, they're not saying like having a class like, okay, this is the history of this woman. You get married, and then the next morning you're not married because the nigga dies every single time. So it's not the oppressor says like we ain't even doing this. So stop saying that we're doing it when they're actually still doing it. Just look at the laws that they pass. Look how the way they treat us. Look at the unwritten rules. Look at the unconscious biases that the police have towards black and brown people today. The policies that they create are geared towards putting black and brown people back into slavery. You know what I'm saying? A black man has some weed on him. a black man has some weed on him, he gets a whole bunch of years, even though he shouldn't. A white oppressor has some weed on him, they get a slap on the wrist, maybe probation. You know what I'm saying? Maybe probation. And two people, and there was his brother that was here was saying how he was a former cop. He was a former cop, and how someone pulled over this car, and there was a bunch of oppressor kids in there, and there's one black kid in there. Black kid was not driving; he was just a passenger. There was drugs found in the car. The black kid was forced to take ownership of the drugs by the cops. Why? Because the driver of the car had powerful parents, and they couldn't allow the kid to take the fall for it, even though it was someone else's drugs. The black kid got arrested. The black kid got charged. The black kid got convicted of it. Two people have the same amount of drugs. One person gets life. The other person, gets probation. It's not equal. It's not the same. And if we don't learn about the things that they've done, we're going to keep falling for the same traps. We're going to keep falling for the Martin Luther Kings. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep falling for the Jesse Jacksons. We're going to keep falling for the TD Jakes and the theft your dollars. We're going to keep falling for that. So we need to learn about all this other stuff that they're doing to us, that they've done to us, and that they're continuing to do to us. Does that answer your question?
Concert.
All right, let's keep going.
Wow.
No sweat.
Verse 16. So the prayers of them both were heard before the majesty of the great God. Verse 17. And Raphael was sent to heal them both, that is, to scale away the whiteness of Tobit's eyes, and to give Sarah the daughter of Regel for a wife to Tobias the son of Tobit, and to bind Asmodeus the evil spirit, because she belonged to Tobias by right of inheritance.
So right here is another. I heard some women say, how in the world can the sisters in the UPK say that they're property of such and such, or they're property of so and so? You know how much of an honor it is for a woman to be property of this prophet, this priest, you know what I'm saying? This officer of, this captain of, this general of, this trooper. You know how much of an honor it is? You know what I'm saying? And even though, in reality, the sisters are saying what everybody else just refused to believe. If you had one of those, worldly weddings, those oppressive weddings, what is the procedure in the beginning of the ceremony? What is the procedure? When they play that music,
the father walks the daughter down the aisle.
Father walks the daughter down the aisle, and what are the words that are being said?
Who gives this woman to be his wife? Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Basically, essentially, is that. And usually, if the father figure, what does the father say?
I do.
I give the. In order for someone to give something away, they have to possess it. Right. It has to belong to them. You know what I'm saying? If you had one of these weddings, if you had, one of these things, and if you hadn't had that, you just went to the courthouse and just did your thing, 9 times out of 10, y'all wished y'all would have had that fairy tale wedding where someone was walking you down the aisle and giving you away. So stop with all this nonsense. Stop it. Stop. You want to be an independent woman, a bad bee? You can be all that like you want by your damn self. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not by yourself, you're with a man who has the authority of a woman.
FN.
A what?
FN.
Exactly. And don't no woman wants to upkeep a man. Don't no woman want to do that. She may think she wants to do it, but when she's actually doing it, what is she treating that man like? A child, her son. She's treating it like that man, that grown-ass man who's paying all the bills, who's taking care of, if there's something goes bump in the night, he's getting up and protecting her. She's treating him like her son. And she's tired of it. She's so tired of it, she's going out and getting another dude who's telling her what to do. Who's telling her what to do. And then that woman, she's what?
She belongs to the streets.
She belongs to the streets. Shalom. Let's keep going.
Come.
The self-same time.
Come. The self-same time came Tobit home and entered into his house. And Sarah, the daughter of Raguel, came down from her upper chamber.
Right. All right, keep going.
Tobit, chapter 4, verse 1. In that day, Tobit remembered the money which he had committed to Gabael in wages of Medea. Verse 2. And said with himself, I have wished for death. Wherefore do I not call for my son Tobias, that I may signify to him of the money before I die? Verse 3. And when he had called him, he said, My son, when I am dead, bury me, and despise not thy mother, but honor her all the days of thy life, and do that which shall please her, and grieve her not. Verse 4. Remember, my son, that she saw many dangers from thee, when thou wast in her womb, and when she is dead, bury her by me in one grave. Verse 5. My son, be mindful of the Lord our God all thy days, and let not thy will be set to sin, or to transgress his commandments. Do uprightly all thy life long, and follow not the ways of unrighteousness.
Right. So he's basically telling his son, he's giving his son his will, his last living will and testament, right? He's telling him what he needs to do when he dies, how he needs to take care of his mother, how the funeral arrangements, the burial arrangements needs to go, how to live when he's gone. You know what I'm saying? Keep going. So this leads you to believe that this is a young man. You know what I'm saying? He's old enough to be out there on his own, to have his own household, but still young enough that he doesn't know some of these things. So this tells you the type of person he is, right? Keep going.
Saying that he is young enough to take the responsibility of what his father is telling him, and his father is just teaching him the correct way to do it.
Exactly.
Come. Verse 6. For if thou deal truly, thy doing shall prosperously succeed to thee, and to all them that live justly. Verse 7. Give alms of thy substance, and when thou givest alms, let not thine eye be envious.
Right.
Neither turn thy face from any poor, and the face of God shall not be turned away from thee. Verse 8. If thou hast abundance, give alms accordingly. If thou have but a little, be not afraid to give according to that little. Verse 9. For thou layest up a good treasure for thyself against the day of necessity. Verse 10. Because that alms do deliver from death, and suffer not to come into darkness.
All right, Salaki, just for time's sake, he's telling his son, all the things that he needs to live a righteous life. You know what I'm saying? He's giving him the rundown. So let's skip all the way down. Let's skip all the way down and take me to, take me down to even now verse 20, Babak Shah.
Come. Tobit, chapter 4, verse 20. And now I signify this to thee, that I committed 10 talents of Gabriel, the son of Gabrias, at Rages in Medea. Verse 21. And fear not, my son, that we are made poor, for thou hast much wealth. If thou fear God and depart from all sin and do that which is pleasing in his sight.
All right, so we money poor, but we are very wealthy in the riches that the Most High has stored up for us, right? So even though we might be poor, the Most High will still provide for us. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to worry about this. There's a precept that says, if the birds don't have to worry about, how the way they eat or whatnot, then why should you? How much more greater are you than these birds and whatnot, right? Keep going.
Come. Tobit chapter 5, verse 1. Tobias then answered and said, Father, I will do all things which thou hast commanded me. Verse 2. But how can I receive the money, seeing I know him not? Verse 3. Then he gave him the handwriting and said unto him, Seek thee a man which may go with thee, whilst I yet live, and I will give him wages, and go and receive the money.
All right, so like I said, this is a young man. He's old enough to do certain things, but he's still a young man. You know what I'm saying? So he's telling him to go over to this location to Medea and find this man Gabriel. But I want you to take somebody with you. Keep going.
Come. Verse 4. Therefore, when he went to seek a man, he found Raphael, that was an angel. Verse 5. But he knew not. And he said unto him, Canst thou go with me to Rages, and knowest thou those places well? Verse 6. To whom the angel said, I will go with thee, and I know the way well, for I have lodged with our brother Gabriel. Verse 7. Then Tobias said unto him, Tarry for me, till I tell my father. Verse 8. Then he said unto him, Go, and tarry not. So he went in and said to his father, Behold, I have found one which will go with me.
Hold on. Read to the top of 8 one more time.
Come. Verse 8. Then he said unto him, Go, and tarry not.
Keep going.
Come. So he went in and said to his father.
So immediately, this is several times. I don't know if you noticed. He's been told to do something several times by 2 different people. And every single time he went and done it. He went and did that thing. He didn't say, okay, well, let me wait. Well, I think he just went and did it. This shows the obedience that this young man has. The obedience that this young man, it's just something slight, something simple that his father told him, to go to this place. And he was like, all right, I'll do it. His father told him all these things. He was like, all right, I will do as you command. He went and found this man to go with him. And he says, all right, well, hold on. Let me go holler at my father. I'll see you tomorrow, whatever. He says, no, go right now and tell him. And he did exactly that. And you're going to continue to see that throughout this story when we going through it. Keep going.
Yeah, sorry, sir. Yeah, come. He listened to a total stranger.
Exactly.
He didn't even know that was an angel, but he was obedient. He had the faith to go along with his works.
He's doing what his father told him to do. He's doing what his father. He found somebody to go with him, and he says this dude says he knows the guy who he's supposed to go and see. He knows the way, so I can take you. So now he's going back to his father, so his father can approve of this arrangement. Keep going.
Come. Verse 8. Then he said unto him, Go and tarry not. So he went in and said to his father, Behold, I have found one which will go with me. Then he said, Call him unto me, that I may know of what tribe he is, and whether he be a trusty man to go with thee.
So he's saying just what a Black and Hispanic family would do. Like, you want to stay over whose house? Who's their parents? Who's their father? Who's their mother? Nah, you can't go over his house. You can't go over his house. You can't go over his. They can come over here, but you can't go over there. I don't trust them. Why? Because I know their father, I know their mother, I know their aunties, I know the stock of who they came out of. They are not trustworthy people, and I'm not trusting my most precious possession to just any old body. So he's saying, bring him here. Let me question who he is. Let's see who his family is. Let's see who if he's a trustworthy man to be hired to, so you can go on this journey. Keep going.
Come. Verse 9. So he called him, and he came in, and they saluted one another. Verse 10. Then Tobit said unto him, Brother, shew me of what tribe and family thou art. Verse 11. To whom he said, Dost thou seek for tribe or family, or an hired man to go with thy son?
So he's saying, what you want to know who my peoples is, or you want to hire me to go with your son? What is it? You know what I'm saying? That's what the angel is telling him. Keep going.
Come. Then Tobit said unto him, I would know, brother, thy kindred and name.
So he's saying, yeah. I need to know who is your peoples, and from that I can tell you if you I can make a judgment if you're trustworthy enough to go with my most precious cargo, my most precious possession. Keep going.
Come. Verse 12. Then he said, I am Azarias, the son of Ananias the great, and of thy brethren. Verse 13. Then Tobit said, Thou art welcome, brother. Be not now angry with me, because I have inquired to know thy tribe and thy family. For thou art my brother, of an honest and good stock. For I know Ananias and Jonathan, sons of the great Semaias, as we went together to Jerusalem for worship, and offered the firstborn and the tenths of the fruits. And they were not seduced with the error of our brethren. My brother, thou art of a good stock.
So he's saying, don't be angry with me. This, this is my son. It's my only son right here. I'm not finna just let him go with any old body. You know what I'm saying? That should go with anything you do. Prove all things. That's what the scripture says. And he had to prove himself to Tobit, so that he can allow this arrangement to go. He's not, just because you give somebody money to do something doesn't mean they're actually going to have the same care for your things as you have for your things. You know what I'm saying? It was a story a few weeks ago about how this young sister who left her kid with another young woman, and she wound up killing the kid, like a 1 or 2 year old, wound up killing the kid. Just because you pay somebody to do a job doesn't mean they're going to take care of your possession. You know what I'm saying? So you need to prove them first. You need to prove them first before you actually hire them to do a job. And that goes for anything. You know what I'm saying? That goes for having someone mow your lawn. That goes for taking an Uber. You know what I'm saying? If you catch an Uber or Lyft and you look at the rating, it says 1.5 star, you're gonna be like, cancel. I would. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's 10:30 at night. You go into the slave, 5 in the morning. It's still dark outside, and this low rate mofo comes up. Nah, cancel. I'll get another one. That's proving who you're about to hire to take you to whatever destination you have. Just do a little background in the front will save you a whole lot of heartache on the end. Right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 14. But tell me, what wages shall I give thee? Wilt thou drachma a day, and things necessary as to mine own son? Verse 15. Yea, moreover, if you return safe, I will add something to thy wages. Verse 16. So they were well pleased. Then said he to Tobias, Prepare thyself for the journey, and God send you a good journey. And when his son had prepared all the things for the journey, his father said, Go thou with this man, and God, which dwelleth in heaven, prosper your journey, and the angel of God keep you company. So they went forth both, and the young man's dog with them.
All right.
Verse 17. But Anna his mother wept, and said to Tobit, Why hast thou sent away our son? Is he not the staff of our hand in going in and out before us?
Just like a woman, you know, she just, that's her baby. No matter how old he gets, he's still her baby. You know what I'm saying? So she's thinking he just sent him away, even if it was just for a trip. He's going away. He's coming back. There's a purpose that he's going away. Keep going.
Come. Verse 18. Be not greedy to add money to money, but let it be as refuse in respect of our child. Verse 19. For that which the Lord hath given us to live with doth suffice us. Verse 20. Then said Tobit to her, Take no care, my sister. He shall return in safety, and thine eyes shall see him. Verse 21. For the good angel will keep him company, and his journey shall be prosperous, and he shall return safe. Verse 22. Then she made an end of weeping.
So he reassured her. You know what I'm saying? This is part of being a husband, reassuring your rib about things that has her imagination going wild. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of the deal. Even though you know ain't nothing going. Now him saying this could have been an hour. You know what I'm saying? It could have been 2 hours. Comforting her. Could have been 20 minutes. Could have been just this short little conversation that she would stop weeping, right? But the fact of the matter is, calm your rib down. You know what I'm saying? She's a weaker vessel. Men tend to think logically. He proved he did the work in the front half so that he knows that his son will be coming home safe. Why? Because he knows the family, and he just said all the things that that those men did. That he was with them. That's how he knew that he came from a good stock, and he would not let no hurt, harm, or danger come to his son. You know what I'm saying? To their son. Not knowing that it was an angel either. So keep going.
Come. Tobit chapter 6, verse 1. And as they went on their journey, they came in the evening to the river Tigris, and they lodged there. Verse 2. And when the young man went down to wash himself, a fish leapt out of the river and would have devoured him.
All right. What does that mean?
That was a very large fish.
All right. Well, not real. So you just said a fish leapt out, and the young man, Tobias, was going to eat it up. Like, all right, I done caught this salmon, you know what I'm saying? This big trout, you know what I'm saying? I got this. Well, it didn't say what type of fish it was. It just said it was a fish. Leapt out, boom. He caught the fish. He was like, man, we about to eat. We have some good eating right here, right? Keep going.
Oh, so and would have devoured him. That was a talk about it.
The
was
fish.
going to devour the fish.
Yes.
Verse 3. Then the angel said unto him, Take the fish. And the young man laid hold of the fish and drew it to land. Verse 4. To whom the angel said, Open the fish and take the heart and the liver and the gall and put them up safely. Verse 5. So the young man did as the angel commanded him.
Just like I said, this dude is just following orders. This dude is just following orders. He took the fish. The angel told him to take the fish. He took the fish. The angel told him to cut open the fish and take this, that, and that out. And he did as was commanded. Keep going.
Come. Sorry. And when they had roasted the fish, they did eat it. Then they both went on their way till they drew near Ecbatane. Verse 6. Then the young man said to the angel, Brother Azarias, to what use is the heart and the liver and the gall of the fish? So
he asked him way after the fact. That's when he asked him. He didn't ask him right then and there. He was like, "Hey, what we gonna do with these three things?" Right? Keep going.
Verse 7. And he said unto him, touching the heart and the liver is a devil or an evil spirit trouble. Verse 7. And he said unto him, touching the heart and the liver, if a devil or an evil spirit trouble any, we must make a smoke thereof before the man or the woman, and the party shall be no more vexed. Verse 8. As for the gall, it is good to anoint a man that hath whiteness in his eyes, and he shall be healed. Verse 9. When they were come near to Rages, verse 10, the angel said to the young man, brother, today we shall lodge with Regale, who is thy cousin. He also hath one only daughter named Sarah. I will speak for her, that she may be given thee for a wife.
All right, so hold up. But before there's a couple things that I don't want to skip over, over here. He asked the angel why we doing these, why we have these things, and he said to get rid of demons. Right? This kid doesn't even know why he's going to this man. Why? Because he says he has a handwritten note. I want you to give this note to this guy over here. Right? As far as he knows, the angel doesn't even know why they're going. They're supposed to just deliver a letter and tarry there for a minute and then come back. But he's saying this man has a daughter. She's without husband. You're a young man. By right, and I'm about to say it, by right, she belongs to you. So I'm gonna go over there and put a good word in for you. You ain't got to say nothing. Just I'm gonna put in a good word for you, and then I'm gonna convince her father to give his daughter away to you. If anybody knows the proper protocol, and here in the school, if you are interested in a particular person, talk to your camp leader. Talk to your camp leader. They will. If the camp leader agrees, or if the camp leader agrees and all the other protocols have been met, he's going to put in a good word with her father. You know what I'm saying? Her father, aka her camp leader, someone who was over her. A lot of times in this day and age, that woman unfortunately does not have a father, and if she does, he is not in the UPK. You know what I'm saying? So her head is that camp leader. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to act as Azarias and go talk to that camp leader and put in a good word for you. That is a proper procedure protocol that we have here. You ain't gonna DM nobody. You ain't gonna slide in nobody's DM. You ain't gonna see her at the Passover or cookout or class and just try and spit some game right quick, slide. No, that is absolutely wrong. Do not do that. If you have an interest in a particular sister, talk to your camp leader first. Talk to your camp leader first, and then he'll give you instruction on what is the next step. If the Lord is with you, he'll be like, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
If the Lord's not with you on this particular instance, be like, nah. You know what I'm saying? So that's the proper protocol. If you don't know that, we read it at the end of every single class so that you won't get jammed up. This is not the Christian church. This is not a whorehouse. You know what I'm saying? We're not just marriage is everything in here is important, but the proper procedure to gaining a profitable marriage, there is a proper procedure to do that. And if you go anywhere outside those lines, there will be hell to pay. There will be hell to pay. I'm gonna say it again. There will be hell to pay. Just follow instructions. You know what I'm saying? Follow the proper protocol. If it be no, you just dodge the bullet. You just dodge the headache. You know what I'm saying? There'll be others. There will be others. Just follow the power procedure. Let's keep going.
Come, verse 11. For For to thee doth the right of her
appertain.
For to thee doth the right of her appertain, seeing thou only art of her kindred. Verse 12.
Remember how she was saying, how she was praying, how that there is nobody else that she could marry.
God, sir.
He's saying that she belongs to him by right, because he's only supposed to marry someone within a kindred, a close family kindred, right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 12. And the maid is fair and wise. Now therefore hear me, and I will speak to her father. And when he return from rages, we will celebrate the marriage. For I know that Regel cannot marry her to another according to the law of Moses, but he shall be guilty of death, because the right of inheritance doth rather appertain to thee than to any other. Verse 13. Then the young man answered the angel, I have heard, brother Azarias, that this maid hath been given to 7 men, who all died in the marriage chamber.
So hold up. Women, if you do not have a reputation of a certain type of woman, keep it that way. Keep it that way, because no matter what, you cannot run. You that past follows you. Luckily, if you're up in here, you become a new creature. You become a new person, and that life is no more. That woman that has garnered that reputation has died and has been dead and buried a long time ago. That woman will never rise again. Lord allow. How am I going to put this? If you up in here, we know this. You know what I'm saying? We know that we've all come from, captivity, and we were all destroyed. Men that are not in here do not understand that. Do not understand that you have truly become a new person. That person is dead. So if you want to take your chances on marrying someone who does not understand that, who is not in the UPK, chances are, there's a chance that they can fully understand it, and there's an even greater chance that they can't, and they just can't put it behind them. You know what I'm saying? They can't see you as the person who you are now, the person who, if you work so hard, you put so much work into, that you are no longer that dragon before. You are no longer that person who's possessed by Asmodeus. But the men of the Lord here, we know how to slay that demon. And if you do still have that demon on you, we know that we have that fish heart and we have that fish liver to slay this demon. Brothers in the world, they may think they know, they have no idea. So we can't tell you who to marry and who not to marry. We can only advise. We can only counsel you. And my counsel is seek counsel. Right. My counsel is seek counsel. If you were an unmarried woman in the UPK, go to your camp leader and say you want to be married. Now, if you don't want to be married, that's fine. You don't have to. That's your choice too. But if you want to be married, don't go to the club. Don't go to the lounge. Don't scan on these apps. Don't do that. Go talk to your camp leader and say, I want a husband. That's the way to do it. Why? Because they know what's good for you. You may think you know what's good for you, but it is led to a life, men too, men included, is led to a life of hurt. You know what I'm saying? Pain. If we just had somebody who would teach us who we are, what we're supposed to do, a lot of this stuff, we would recognize demons coming up to us and saying, hey, you know, this and that will look good. We can do this, we can do that. This will feel good, or I would look good in that. So I'm just going to go ahead and go and take it. Nah, we would recognize those are demons trying to kill us, and we would go far from it. Slack it. We'll run out of time. If we could, let's keep reading.
Come. Verse 14. And now I am the only son of my father, and I am afraid lest if I go in unto her, I die.
All these niggas went and married her and died. I'm the only son my father has. I'm a young man. I ain't trying to die over no strange. I'm not trying to do that. Let's keep going.
Come. As the other before, for a wicked spirit loveth her, which hurteth nobody, but those which come unto her. Wherefore I also fear lest I die, and bring my father's and my mother's life, because of me, to the grave with sorrow, for they have no other son to bury them. Verse 15. Then the angel said unto him, Dost thou not remember the precepts which thy father gave thee, that thou shouldest marry a wife of thine own kindred? Wherefore hear me, O my brother, for she shall be given thee to wife, and make thou no reckoning of the evil spirit.
Don't worry about this evil spirit, right? Keep going.
Come. For this same night shall be, for the same night shall she be given thee in marriage.
So he's saying, because tonight y'all gonna be married. Don't worry about this evil spirit. Remember what your father told you all the and again, how does he know about this? Right? Let's go. Keep going. He wasn't even in the picture until after he gave him that, right?
God.
Let's go.
Verse 16. And when thou shalt come into the marriage chamber, thou shalt take the ashes of perfume, and shalt lay upon them some of the heart and the liver of the fish, and shalt make a smoke with it.
Right.
Verse 17. And the devil shall smell it and flee away and never come again anymore.
So he gave him some counsel on how to slay the demon. He gave him some counsel. Some of the counsel that I heard Jim Muhammad give the whole nation is there's always when there's an issue with the rib, it's always something about power, right? There's always something about power. Someone wants to be in charge of this particular situation. And one of the counsels that Joe Muhammad has given has nothing to do with laying your hands on them, unless it's to be in the bed chamber, and that's the only time you lay your hands on your rib. You know what I'm saying? Lay hold of them. But he says if something like that, the counsel, he says, put on a pot of coffee and argue all night. Argue all night until she's like, you know what? All right. I don't want to hear this. All right, I'm done. You win. And then argue some more. Right. Until she gets it into her head that whenever we get like this, I just gotta obey what he tells me. I just gotta obey what he tells me, because I know what's gonna happen. I gotta get up, I gotta be up at 6 a.m. and it's 4:30 in the morning, and we started this at 8 p.m. Do that a couple times, and that's probably the only times you're gonna have to do it. That's probably the only times you're gonna have to do it. Now she's gonna be at the slave, dead tired, unproductive, because she didn't want to listen to what you had to say in the first place. Meanwhile, at the end, she's still doing what you told her to do. That's one of the ways of slaying a demon. That's one of the ways. That's one of the ways. This way, he's telling him to make a perfume and make the heart and the liver, fish heart and the fish liver, in the smoke, and the demon will depart. Let's see if he actually does it. Because if he doesn't do it, he's a dead man. 7 other men didn't do this. And if he actually listens to this counsel of the angel, he will come out alive. Let's see if he actually does it. Let's keep going.
Come. But when thou shalt come to her, rise up both of you, and pray to God, which is merciful, who will have pity on you and save you. Fear not, for she is appointed unto thee from the beginning, and thou shalt preserve her, and she shall go with thee. Moreover, I suppose that she shall bear thee children. Now when Tobias had heard these things, he loved her, and his heart was effectually joined to her.
So he knew that that this demon killed 7 other men because she belonged to him. She belonged to him, right? And he heard this. He was like, all right, well, I'm sold. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this. Again, this angel told him to do something, and then he believed it. He believed it, and he went on and to do the thing that the angel was telling him to do. You got something?
Yeah, counselor. He had the tools to fight off the demon because the Most High gave him tools. He didn't even search for the tools. He didn't know about the tools. The fish jumped out, and then, he got the heart and the liver, and those were the tools that he used to fight off the demon. The Most High did that.
Shalom. Just like the precept I said I gave out earlier, where it says the birds don't have a care for tomorrow, and the fields are dressed. Why should you have a worry for tomorrow when you're that much greater than the birds in the fields? You know what I'm saying? So the Most High provided, just like he provided for us when we was in the wilderness. You know what I'm saying? He provided. He didn't, like I said, he didn't even know he didn't even know what was going to happen, what he needed to do when he got that fish. You know what I'm saying? And he was told to keep the heart, the gall, the liver, and he did it. And then later on he asked about it. And lo and behold, it was about, his wife, his eventual rib, right? Keep going.
Come. Tobit chapter 7, verse 1. And when they were come to Ecbatane, they came to the house of Regel, and Sarah met them. And after they had saluted one another, she brought them into the house. Verse 2. Then said Regel to Edna, his wife, how like is this young man to Tobit, my cousin? Verse 3. And Regel asked them, from whence are ye brethren? To whom they said, which are the sons of Nephtali, which are captives in Nineveh. Verse 4. Then he said to them, do ye know Tobit, our kinsman? And they said, we know him. They said, then said he, is he in good health? Verse 5. And they said, he is both alive and in good health. And Tobias said, he is my father. Verse 6. Then Regel leapt up and kissed him and wept. Verse 7. And blessed him and said unto him, thou art the son of an honest and good man. But when he had heard that Tobit was blind, he was sorrowful and wept. Verse 8. And likewise Edna his wife and Sarah his daughter wept. Moreover, they entertained them cheerfully. And after that they had killed the ram of the flock. They set store of meat on the table. Then said Tobias to Raphael, brother of Azarias, speak of those things of which thou didst talk in the way.
So he's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? When you going to do that thing? hey. You're like, hey, you look sitting out there seeing the sister like, oh, you said you're going to do that. What's up? Let's go. Let's keep going.
Oh, God. And let this business be dispatched. Verse 9. So he communicated the matter with Regel. And Regel said to Tobias, eat and drink and make merry. Verse 10. For it is meet that thou shouldest marry my daughter. Nevertheless, I will declare unto thee the truth. Verse 11. I have given my daughter in marriage to 7 men who died the night they came in unto her.
So now he's telling her, he was like, hey, look, I'm gonna give you my daughter to marry, but let me tell you something. 7 men, I gave it to 7 men, they all dead. They all died, you know what I'm saying, the night of the marriage. You still want her? This is what's gonna happen. This is what happened back then, and this is what happens now. All right, keep going.
Nevertheless, for the present be merry. But Tobias said, I will eat nothing here till we agree and swear one to another. Verse 12. Regale said, then take her from henceforth according to the manner, for thou art her cousin, and she is thine, and the merciful God give you good success in all things.
Right.
Verse 13. Then he called his daughter Sarah, and she came to her father, and he took her by the hand and gave her to be wife to Tobias, saying, behold, take her after the law of Moses, and lead her away to thy father. And he blessed them. Verse 14. And called Edna his wife, and took paper, and did write an instrument of covenants, and sealed it. Right. Verse 15. Then they began to eat. Verse 16. After Regale called his wife Edna, and said unto her, sister, prepare another chamber, and bring her in thither. Verse 17. Which when she had done as he had bidden her, she brought her thither, and she wept, and she received the tears of her daughter, and said unto her, verse 18, be of good comfort, my daughter. The Lord of heaven and earth give thee joy for this thy sorrow. Be of good comfort, my daughter.
So she's crying, basically crying. She's like, man, I don't know what's going to happen tonight. I don't know. It's happened 7 times. Right? So keep going. So a mother comforter telling her this, right? Keep going.
Come. Tobit chapter 8, verse 1. And when they had supped, they brought Tobias in unto her. Verse 2. And as he went, he remembered the words of Raphael, and took the ashes of the perfumes, and put the heart and the liver of the fish thereupon, and made a smoke therewith.
So he was like, oh, well, hold on, wait. Before we do anything, let me do this first. Hold on. Let me get this right here. Right, all right. Let me get this liver. Let me get this liver, and let me get this heart. It's too big. Let's get this heart right here. Get this heart going. All right. Right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 3. The witch smelled when the evil spirit had smelled. He fled into the utmost parts of Egypt, and the angel bound him.
Hold up. He went to where?
He fled into the utmost parts of Egypt.
This nigga went to Egypt. He smelled that smell, and he was like, he went to Egypt. He went far away. Why? Because Tobias followed counsel. And he did what he was told to do. And if he didn't, he would have been a dead man that very night. Keep going.
Come. Verse 4. And after that, they were both shut in together. Tobias rose out of the bed and said, sister, arise, and let us pray that God would have pity on us.
All right, so he did one part where he made the smoke, and now the second part is for him to pray to the Most High. Keep going.
Come. Verse 5. Then began Tobias to say, blessed art thou, O God of our fathers, and blessed is the holy and glorious name forever. Let the heavens bless thee and all thy creatures. Verse 6. Thou madest Adam and gave him Eve, his wife, for an helper and stay. Of them came mankind, thou hast said. It is not good that man should be alone. Let us make unto him an aid like unto himself. Verse 7. And now, O Lord, I take not this sister for lust, but uprightly. Therefore, mercifully ordain that we may become aged together. Verse 8. And she said with him, Amen.
So be it. Right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 9. So they slept both that night, and Regale arose and went and made a grave.
Salakia. Regale, who's Regale?
That's Sarah's father.
Yeah, that's her father. He was like, all right, well, let me get up and make this grave. Why? Because this happened 7 times. This happened 7 times before. He didn't even go and check on the dude yet. He just went straight and made the grave. Let's keep going. Salakia. Let's keep going. We got no time. Salakia, keep going. He went up and made the grave. 10, verse 10.
Verse 10, saying, I fear lest he also be dead.
Keep going.
Verse 11, but when Regale was come into his house, verse 12, he said unto his wife Edna, send one of the maids, and let her see whether he be alive. If he be not, then we may bury him, and no man know it.
So he's like, man, no one's seen him come in. So let's just do this right quick. No one will know about this. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 13. So the maid opened the door and went in and found them both asleep.
Both asleep. Whoa. It's a new revelation. Keep going.
Verse 14. And came forth and told them that he was alive. Verse 15. Then Regale praised God and said, O God, thou art worthy to be praised with all pure and holy praise. Therefore let thy saints praise thee with all thy creatures, and let all thine angels and thine elect praise thee forever. Verse 16. Thou art to be praised, for thou hast made me joyful, and that is not come to me which I suspected, but thou hast dealt with us according to thy great mercy. Verse 17. Thou art to be praised, because thou hast had mercy of two that were the only begotten children of their fathers. Grant them mercy, O Lord, and finish their life in health with joy and mercy. Verse 18. Then Regale bade his servants to fill the grave.
Right, so he made the grave, and he was like, all right, man, close the grave up. We don't need it. It's not needed today. Keep going.
Verse 19. And he kept the wedding feast 14 days.
So he kept the feast for 2 weeks. They were celebrating this. Imagine having this. Not honestly, Salakia. Salakia. This sounds like the northern tribes right here, man. When they party not to the sun. We party to the sun come up. Judah party to the sun come up. They party to the month renews. Man, we need to go to a northern tribe party. You know what I'm saying? This is how happy they were. They partied for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. It is a joyous occasion. Being married is a joyous occasion. But to marry your daughter off to 7 people and they all dead, and then the 8th man comes in, he is truly of the Lord because he was alive. He slayed that demon. How did he slay that demon? He listened and obeyed, and he did exactly what he was told to do. If you have some demons in your life, we all had demons at one point in time. And guess what? Even if you're in the school, doesn't mean them demons will not come. It just means that we recognize what they are and how to slay the demon. Get counsel. Come into the I.S.U.P.K, sit in these seats, ask questions, and do what you're told. You know what I'm saying? Seek counsel and follow up on that counsel. Do what the counsel is recommended. And then you can come out alive when everybody else thought you for dead. Everybody thought him for dead. You know what I'm saying? Even his wife, even his rib thought him for dead. That's how you slay a demon. That is the only way you slay a demon. You come into the I.S.U.P.K, get up on the real priests and prophets of the Most High, seek counsel, and actually act on that counsel. Do what you're told to do. Without there was no talk about it, there was no fuss, there was no kick up. He asked the question, he did it. He was told to do it, he just went and did it. And that's how we build a nation. That's how we come back to the Most High. That's how we build the kingdom of heaven right here. So when Christ comes back, he'll be like, man, all I got to do is get revenge on, is avenge you. Because the kingdom of heaven is already here. You know how to love your brother. You know how to slay demons. You know how to keep the law. You know how to teach your children and your neighbors how to keep the law. You know how to hold each other accountable. You know how to be a brother to your brother and a sister to your sister. And with that, I pass the class to priest and officer for God War. Come on up here.
I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation.
Memorial of the blowing of trumpets.
The memorial of the blowing of trumpets.
First day of the 7th month.
The first day of the 7th month.
Sunday, 25th April.
Sunday, the 25th of April.
Leviticus 23, 24 through 25.
You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23.
24 through 25.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 24 through 25. Remind Akim and Akwathian to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K. events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, and scarf. With that, I say Imagim, which means to stand. Men of Israel will give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Mamajim Shabbat, Imagim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah.
Yahweh Matah, class dismissed.